Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Please, if this is your first time coming across this channel and you love Word, please let you know that you are at the right place. All you have to do is just subscribe down below and please turn on the bell icon beside it. Thank you so much. So the last update about Jodha and AKBAR was how Jalal went to save Jodha unknowingly to him that it was Jodha. And Jodha saw Jalal, but Jodha hid from Jalal and Jodha was watching Jalal from afar as Jalal was talking about love and other stuff. And Jalal got wounded and Jodha wanted to go and help Jalal, but Todalmal comes there and helps Jalal, and Jodha thought that she doesn't need to go to Jalal again, and Jodha leaves and Todalmal went to take care of Jalal. That was the last update. Let's continue from there. The doctor that treats Jalal says that Jalal should rest for the night and it will be better by tomorrow. Jodha looks at Jalal and goes from there, but someone stops Jodha and asks that why is Jodha coming from that side, because only men lives at that side. Jodha says that she went to give the injured man remedy for his wounds, and the women says that the man is a warrior and he is a great man and he also knows how to love, and his wife must be very lucky because the man respects love and women. Jodha thinks that she is his wife, but she has never seen his love before. Another woman comes there and says that she is going to prepare food for that injured man, and Jodha says that she would help the woman out, and Jodha goes to the kitchen and started making rotis. Jodha remembered how she made roti for Jalal during their journey to Prince Shishti, and then how Jalal asked her to go from Agra. Jodha says to the woman to add more spice in the man's food because he likes spicy food, and the woman asks Jodha that how did she know so much about the man. Jodha says that she used to hear it that warriors like spicy food, and Jodha thinks in her mind that it is hurting her ego that Jalal is here and it is not good that she is also staying here. So after the holy celebration, she will leave from here. Jodha comes to Jalal's room and looks at Jalal from outside, and Jodha remembers how Jalal saved her when people were attacking her with that widow woman. And Jodha also remembers the moment she has spent with Jalal, and Jodha wipes her tears. Adam says to one minister that Jalal is out in search of Jodha, so this is a good chance for them to kill Adgar. The minister says that it is good to stay away from Adgar since Adam's mission is to get the throne. Then why is Adam running after Adgar? Because Adgar is just the king's servant, and when Adam will become the king, then Adgar will serve him as well. So Adam should concentrate on the king alone, because his own hand is out of anything that has to do with Adgar. Adam says that it is a good idea, so they should finish Jalal while he is busy searching for Jodha then, and they should not let him return to Agra. Abu Mali was angry that Jalal is nowhere to be found, and his servant says that Jalal is in disguise according to his findings. Abu Mali says that this means that there is no soldier around him, so they have to recognize him and they will not let him go, and they will make his grave anywhere that he is now. Maham Anga says to Amida that Jodha is not in Amer, and Jalal is searching for her, and Jalal had sent a message that he would not return to Agra until he finds Jodha. Rukaya says that what is the meaning of this, and does it mean that Jalal will keep finding Jodha the whole of his life, and she is really worried for Jalal. Rukaya says that God should have mercy on Jalal, and Amida says that why should God have mercy on him when he doubted Jodha, so now he has to bring her back. Maham Anga says that but Jalal's life may be in danger, and Rukaya says that for how long will Jalal continue to look for Jodha, because Jodha was the one that left Agra on her own. Salima says no, Jalal was the one that asked Jodha to leave, and Rukaya says so, where is Jodha, because Jodha is not in Amer, and she is also not in Agra, and she thinks that because of the way Jodha was insulted, then maybe Jodha have already decided to commit suicide. Amida says enough because it is only Rukaya that can think that Jodha has committed suicide. And how can Rukaya say something like that about Jodha? Because Jodha is not weak, neither is she a coward. And she is sure that Jodha is hiding somewhere. But Jalal will definitely find her. And Rukaya and Maham Anga leaves from there. Salima says to Amida to have trust that Jalal will return with Jodha. Because after every night, there is always a sunrise and Jodha will be fine. In the morning, Todalmal comes to Jalal and says that Jalal is even ready to go, but Jalal needs to rest. Jalal says that he has to find Jodha first, and Todalmal says that today is holy celebration in Mathura's temple, and he thinks that Jalal should go there to find Jodha, and Jalal says okay and he would go, and Todalmal asks Jalal to come. In the asylum, everyone were playing Oli, and one man says to Todalmal that the people were happy only because of Todalmal. Todalmal says that it is an overall effort of everyone, and everyone should play Oli happily, and they should not think that they are in an asylum. Shaynas comes to the Oli area and she tries to apply color to one lady, but the lady leaves from there. Shaynas says that nobody is playing Oli with her, so she will play Oli by herself, and Shaynas colors herself. Jodha comes there and asks that what is Shaynas doing. Shaynas says that she doesn't have anyone to color her, so she is coloring herself. And Shaynas asks Jodha that why is she not playing Oli, and who took colors away from Jodha's life. And Shaynas puts colors on Jodha, and Jodha also colors Shaynas. And Shaynas says that they should go to the temple to play Oli, and she promised Jodha that Jodha will not remember her family and her husband again, and Jodha gets sad. Shayna says that Jodha should not cry and Jodha should look because she applied good color on Jodha, and they goes away from there. Jalal comes to the holy celebration and he asks his soldiers to spread all over the whole area to look for Jodha. Jodha was going behind Jalal and Jalal was very close to Jodha, but Jalal couldn't see her. Shaynas comes there and puts more color on Jodha, and Jodha takes the color and runs behind Shaynas, and Jodha says that now it is Shaynas' turn. Jodha was playing Oli and she says to Shaynas that nobody will save her now, and Jodha throws color on Shaynas, but Shaynas went to another side and the colors falls on Jalal. Jodha couldn't see Jalal's face because it was covered in colors, and Jodha says sorry to Jalal because she was only trying to put the colors on Shaynas, but it falls on Jalal instead. And Jalal heard Jodha's voice and Jalal thinks that Jodha is here, but before Jalal could get up to see Jodha, Jodha goes from there, and Jalal says that he knows that it was Jodha's voice that he heard. So where is Jodha? Jalal was searching for Jodha and Todalmal asked Jalal to calm down. Jalal says that if he doesn't find Jodha today, then he will lose Jodha forever. But Todalmal asks Jalal to have faith because Jodha will come to Jalal very soon. Jalal says that why did Jodha went away from him even though he is trying his best to come close to her. Jalal says that he really hurt Jodha a lot and he is a very bad man, and Jalal started crying. Todalmal says that Jalal loved Jodha a lot, and if Jodha gets hurt by Jalal's word, then that means that Jodha also loves Jalal too. One man comes there and says that he can see that Jalal was the same man who was finding one lady earlier, and one lady came to the asylum, and the lady looks the same like how Jalal had described his wife, and the woman is also an Hindu, and she was also the one that sent the remedy for Jalal's wound earlier. Jalal asks that is the woman really an Hindu and she was the one that sent that remedy, and the man says yes. Jalal says that he knew it, that Jodha was here. Todalmal says that Jalal should go and meet Jodha, but Jalal says no, he would not go and meet Jodha because he is now sure that Jodha saw him, but Jodha refused to come face to face with him. So that means that Jodha doesn't want to meet him, so he would need Todalmal's help at this point. Jodha asks Shaynas that they should go back to the asylum, but Shaynas says no, they should stay here for a while. Jodha says okay, Shaynas can stay here but she is leaving, but Shaynas says no, she will come with Jodha, and Shaynas asks Jodha to never leave her alone, and Jodha says that she promised that she would never leave Shaynas, and they started going away from there. Some ladies were talking that the man who saved the widow is dead because of his injuries, and he gave away his life for others, and Jodha was shocked to hear that, and Jodha asked the ladies that whom were they talking about. One lady says that they are talking about the man who saved the widow and two other ladies, and the man came to the temple but he lost his life. Jodha was shocked and Jodha runs to Jalal and says that this should not happen and nothing should happen to Jalal. Jodha comes to where one dead body was placed and the face was covered with sheet, and the wind blows off the sheet and it was Jalal lying dead, and Jodha was shocked seeing this. Jalal lying there pretending to be dead saw Jodha and he thinks in his mind that he knew it that Jodha would come running to him after hearing that he is dead because he knows that Jodha loves him a lot. Jodha was about to collapse and she sits there with her head bowed down and crying, and as Jodha looks up, Jalal was sitting in front of Jodha alive, and Jalal says that he knew it that Jodha would come to him and he is very sorry that he had to do this drama to make Jodha come to him, and Jodha was disappointed and she goes from there and she started running. Jalal was running behind Jodha and Jodha remembers Jalal's bitter words about her character, and Jodha started crying and she continues running away. Jalal stops Jodha and says that Jodha should not go far away from him again, but Jodha pushed Jalal away and goes into the lake, and Jodha keeps going deep into the lake. Jalal goes behind Jodha and says that what is Jodha going to do, and did Jodha not think about anybody before doing this, and what about Jodha's parents, his own mother who considered Jodha as her daughter, Rahim, Salima, and what about him? Jalal drags Jodha out of the water and says that why is Jodha that much angry with him? Because Jodha was not that angry with him when Jodha used to hate him, and he knows that he made a big mistake. But Jodha always says that when someone is regretting his actions, then the person should be given one more chance, and he was finding Jodha everywhere so that he can ask for forgiveness to take Jodha back, and if Jodha wants, then Jodha can kill him. But Jodha should not do this to him because he is dying without Jodha because he loves Jodha. Jalal says that he knows that Jodha loves him a lot, and that was why when Jodha had remedy, she came to give him. And also, Jodha came running to him when she heard that he was dead. Jodha says yes, she cared for Jalal, and yes, she was sad when she saw Jalal sad, and yes, she will break her bangles on Jalal's death, and she will cry for the rest of her life. And all that is because as long as she is alive, she is Jalal's wife, and that is why she would have to fulfill her duties. Jalal says that he knows that he made a big mistake, but he is regretting it now because he has lost his peace since when Jodha left him, so Jodha should please go back home with him. Jodha says that who is she, and doesn't she have any identity, and doesn't she have any emotions, and does she not have the right to get hurt? Jodha says that because she is a Rajvanshi, she cannot think of anyone else than her husband, and what did her husband do for her in return? Jodha says that we die before anyone touches us, and Jalal has hurt his soul, and Jalal's words are still ringing bell in her head, and she cannot believe that the person who married her left her just for one misunderstanding. And what was her fault that she tried to save Jalal's life, but instead, Jalal doubted the relationship of a brother and sister. And why should men be forgiven every time? And why should women have to sacrifice for everything after she leaves her parents' house for her husband's house, and she leaves her everything for her husband? Jodha says that she can sacrifice anything, but she cannot sacrifice her respect because a woman cannot compromise on her character. Jalal says okay, Jodha should punish him, but Jodha should please follow him back to Agra. Jodha says no, because for some mistakes, the punishment are less, but some mistakes attract bigger punishment. So she cannot go away from here because she cannot compromise on her respect. And if Jalal respect her a little, then Jalal should not come after her because it is very difficult for her. So Jalal should not make it more difficult, and Jodha leaves from there and Jalal was helpless. Sharifuddin says that why does this happen that everything that he wants in his life is always becoming Jalal's own, and either Jodha or power, and now Jodha couldn't become his wife, and Jalal had also lost her because the princess couldn't bear the pain that she got to face these days. Sharifuddin says that there is one good thing that Jodha did to him while going, and Jodha's absence will make Jalal mad, and this is the right chance for him to work to get the power from Jalal, because the loss of Jodha is never more than the happiness of being in power. I don't know why in India, if they don't fight about wealth, property, they will fight about power. If they are not conspiring to get Abby's property, they will be conspiring to get Jalal's power. I don't understand these people. Pratap's man says that this is the right time to attack because Jalal is in a very weak position now because of his lost wife, and they will get control over the subcontinent. But Pratap says no, because Jalal is so wise and clever, and he has always been against the plan that India should be under one ruler, and he has his own plan to get rid of the Mughals, and only the Rajvanshis will rule the country. Jodha remembered Jalal asking for her forgiveness, and Jodha says that she thinks that she cannot stay here anymore. And Jodha says to Kana that it is all because of Kana, that earlier Jalal throws him out, and now Jalal came here to look for her. And why do this always happen with her? Because she cannot forget Jalal's insults till now. And why do Kana always put her in difficult situation? And Jodha cries and says that she have to go from here. Someone knocks on her door and Jodha thinks that it must be Jalal. So what should she do? And the door opens and it was Barma, that is Jodha's father. And Jodha was happy and she asks Barma. Barma says that Jodha should not cry because Jodha is his strong daughter. And that was why he came here, and everything will be fine. And Jalal comes there too. Alright, let's stop here. Slow and steady wins the race. So I'll be dropping right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please don't forget to like it. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share it. And I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.